Okay, Abraham Hicks versus Eckhart Tolle in a spiritual duel. Who wins? Nope, it's not about that at all, of course, and you guys know I'm joking. So here's the deal. I want to be as helpful as I can, not wander. Let me focus. 10 minutes I've got to talk about this. I could go on for a long time, as this is the second 10-minute video I'm doing on this. Okay, so here we go. Abraham Hicks's teachings and Eckhart Tolle's teachings. When we start getting into this journey, we get a feeling that they're saying two different things. And they are saying two different things. And because of the way our minds work, we love to compartmentalize. Our minds start looking for which one's right. I got to follow one, which one's right, because they feel different. And I'm becoming more and more clear about what one of my roles to play as a spiritual teacher, spiritual coach is. And I know that I'm not alone on this path. I know others are doing this too. But our jobs now are to unify and take these teachings and understand the primary note that the spiritual teacher is singing, that you know they have to sing in this world, and to understand what that is and be able to take and extract the aspects of these teachings to be of service to both ourselves and to others. And I have to say, the teachings of Abraham Hicks and the teachings of Eckhart Tolle are extremely powerful, life-changing. I mean, I can't tell you, so much life-changing. It's kind of like life before and life after these two people's teachings. First for me was Eckhart Tolle, then came Abraham Hicks. But you know, you can't put one over the other when they both have extremely dramatically changed your life. And I use the teachings of both of these teachers in my business. I'm a vocal instructor, and I have a school for singing, and I have instructors that teach my approach to singing, and a lot of this is based on, you know, my underlying principles are all foundational in mindful spiritual teachings, you know, those kinds of things for the method. So I'm really deep into this stuff, and I can tell you that these teachings are different, and you can learn to unify the messages. So let me first just give you my overall feeling of what the zoomed out kind of gist of these teachers are if I were to wrap it up. I do want to say their teachings are vast, and I'm going to give you what I feel that their overall messages are, but you're going to find there's much more overlap in it than I'm saying, okay? But right now, for the sake of clarity and for the sake of, you know, getting the big picture, I'm going to kind of wrap it up, okay? So Eckhart Tolle, here's his thing. He's all about living in the moment. He's all about tapping into, ooh, I'm popular. He's all about tapping into this understanding that you are the awareness inside of you. You're not your thoughts, you're not your body. And the more that you live inside of the awareness of yourself as awareness, when you live inside of that awareness and just go through your life present to, oh, there's a thought, this wall. I'm putting all my awareness in the feeling of this wall. That you're just present, that things organic, there's a natural flow, there's a blissful state of being to live inside of when you identify there. Okay, and then by living in the moment, you can learn how to detach from your thinking. You detach from what he calls your egoic identification, which is who you think you are. You know, it's like my name is Tim. I'm a vocal instructor. I'm a dad. I'm 42. Like, this is my. He calls it your egoic basket. Like, these are the ideas that you have that you tell yourself you are, and you learn how to detach from an identification with that and learn to be the awareness itself. Like, and that's his. I mean, I would say that's the gist. The big zoomed out overall, if I were to wrap up his incredible world into something digestible, I'd say that. Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks is all about, well, let me first say, Abraham Hicks is a channeled entity of, a channeled group of entities that come through, and I know that sounds crazy, but the stuff that comes through, mind-blowing. Abraham Hicks is channeled by Esther Hicks. She goes on stage, and the entities called Abraham, there's more than one, they kind of talk through her. Like, that's a concept. I know it sounds crazy, but It's not even about whether it sounds crazy or not. It's about do the experiment of try the stuff that she's talking about and see if it works. Like that, it's just do that. Like don't, Anyway, so what she's all about, and I'm going to say she, I'm not sure where to go with that gender-wise, so we'll say she, is all about this idea of lining up with, getting in alignment with your vortex. Getting in alignment with, like, it's the path, the most high vibrating version of you that's manifesting, that you focus on things that are positive, you focus on the joy, you focus on the love. You don't worry about the crap, you don't worry about the negativity. You get ready to be focused on the change, focus on the growth. You get love, you get gratitude for that. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel better. You spend time with people that make you feel better. You feel better. Like, she's so much energy she has like that. And it's all about aligning with positive energy, positive vibration, and attracting that and figuring out what you're really passionate about. And when you're passionate about it and things you truly want, you send up rockets of desire, and then this becomes your sort of your map for a trajectory, and then that pulls you into, and when you're aligned with doing the things you love and getting on that path, she calls that being in the vortex. So those are the two overall arcing kind of concepts between both of these teachers. And as much as they do, Abraham Hicks feels more doing, more energy, more go, and Eckhart Tolle feels more like be, sit, let, allow. Even though those are very much aspects to their teachings, I practice the merger of the two. I don't like the idea, because I've tried it. I've just spent a couple of years sitting and meditating like 2 hours a day, just letting and doing what Eckhart Tolle talks about. And not that he doesn't say not be active. I know in your mind people that really know Eckhart Tolle be like, no, he says do things. But the overall message in comparison to Abraham Hicks is this: like I like the idea of having a balance in my life of being, and I also like the idea of having a balance of doing. I didn't come here to sit on a rock up in a mountain and detach from the world. I didn't come here to not engage with humanity. I also didn't come here to just do everything I can think about and just try to attract and just have. What can I have? I didn't come here to only do that either. That's not what Abraham Hicks is, by the way. Like, I didn't come here to I came here to have the full experience. And I believe that I can practice, well, I don't believe it, I'm doing it. Like, every morning I go Eckhart. And then a little bit after that, I go Hicks. I do them both every day. And when I say I'm going Eckhart, what I really mean is I get really tapped into my true self, the awareness that is me, aware of itself. And I sit there and I can feel when I don't do that every day, I become too identified with my life, and I get nervous and I get stressed out about things because they feel like they are what is real. But when I spend some time in being, and I'm like, oh yeah, look, I'm awareness, and then I allow things to come up and I make peace with what comes up and I don't judge. Like, when I do that every day, which is more of a going Tolle type of thing, because Abraham Hicks doesn't like the idea of focusing on anything. Like, sometimes negativity comes up, she's like, don't move your mind there, don't spend time, don't let that thought persist. But that doesn't work for me. I need to allow things to come up and make peace with them. Because in that, it's much better, because then there's no negative or positive. It's all you're at peace with everything. But that you don't stop there, though. Like, this is where Abraham Hicks is so important, is you get to that place of peace and awareness where you're okay with anything that comes up in you. And then from there, you take that focus and you start looking for what you want to focus on. So it's more of a find the integration, the balance of allowing the stuff to come into your awareness, allowing and making peace with anything that comes up. And sometimes there will be something that you may initially perceive of as negative that's coming up in your awareness. Don't try to skirt off of it too fast. Don't I don't want to look at it. I'm gonna go like Abraham Hicks, like I'm not gonna look at the negative, I'm only gonna look at the positive. No, let the negativity come up. Let it sit there. Make peace with it. It's not negative, that's just your perception of it. Learn from it. And then allow it and move on. Learn that you can control your focus and where you put it. You are your focus. You are your attention. Focus is attention. Attention is awareness. You are awareness, So, but don't just get stuck in that awareness. You can also visualize with it, So, all right, 10 minutes on that. I could talk so much longer, but we're going to stop there because I have to fit it into IGTV. So, have a beautiful day. Follow both of these amazing teachers. Cheers.